What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest smartwatch from Kospet called the Tank M1. As the name suggests, this watch is built like a tank. So this is shockproof, waterproof and dustproof. So you can take the watch to the beach, for example, you can put it into sand, you can go swimming with it, you can take daily showers with it and nothing will happen to the watch. I've been wearing this particular one for a couple of weeks and it still looks like new. Aside from that, the watch will display all the notifications that you get throughout the day on your phone, so you can see them on the watch. It will also track the steps that you do throughout the day, it will track your heart rate and much more. But before we talk more about the watch, let's see what comes in the box. Alright, so the watch comes in a pretty small box, and of course inside the box we're gonna find the watch itself and two replacement rubber straps from it. The rubber straps are different colors, so you can use a different strap depending on what you are wearing. There is also a small user manual in the box, however the watch is super simple to use. And aside from that, you're gonna find the charging cable for the watch. So the charging cable attaches with magnets to the back of the watch. It takes about 2 hours to fully charge the watch from 0 to 100, but you're not gonna have to charge this watch very often because on one charge you can typically get about 2 weeks of usage. And I'm talking about 2 weeks of usage with all the functions enabled. So constant heart rate monitoring, all the notifications that you get, weather and so much more. So you're not gonna have to charge this watch very often, which is definitely a good thing. Taking a look at the watch itself, well, the watch is mostly made out of plastic and yes, it does have this sporty look. On the right hand side here we have the only 2 buttons available, and at the bottom we have the contacts for the charger and the sensors for the heart rate monitor and all the other functions of the watch. On the front here we have a 1.72 inches IPS panel for the screen. This is also a touch screen. And you can also control the brightness. So there are different levels of brightness. So for example, if you're outdoors, of course, you're gonna use the maximum level of brightness, and the screen does get bright enough so you can actually see it in direct sunlight. The watch also supports that feature where the screen comes on every time you turn the arm towards yourself. It takes about half a second from the time you turn your hand for the screen to come on. So I think it works really good, mostly for a watch at this price range. You can also change the watch faces. So there are a variety of watch faces available and you can change them from the app. And we're going to talk about the app next. So the watch pairs to your phone through an app called The Fit. The app is available for Android and iOS. I've personally been using this with my iPhone and it works great with an iPhone as well. From the app you have access to all the settings for the watch. Of course you can also change the settings for the watch from the watch itself, but sometimes it's easier to change them right from the app. And of course the app will keep track of all the steps that you do throughout the day, your heart rate throughout the day, the oxygen saturation throughout the day and so on. So yes, this watch can also track the oxygen saturation in your blood. There is also a function that allows you to measure your blood pressure, but I don't have any other device at home that could measure my blood pressure, so I can't really talk about the accuracy of that. But for the heart rate, for the steps that I do throughout the day, for the oxygen saturation in my blood, for those, the watch gets about the same values as I get with my Huawei watch. So accuracy-wise, I think it's pretty accurate. There are also a variety of sporting activities that you can choose from the watch itself. So if you go walking, if you go running, if you go biking, the watch can track all that. But keep in mind that the watch doesn't have a GPS unit inside, so that may not be totally accurate. To get more accurate results, you'd probably need a watch that has a GPS unit inside, but that will also increase the price of the device. So I can see why they haven't actually included a GPS unit inside this. Using the watch is also super simple since we have a touch screen. So for example, if you want to check out the notifications that you get, you just swipe right from the home screen and you can see all the notifications that you got on your phone. You cannot reply to any notifications from the watch, but you can definitely see them. And if there is something important, you basically take your phone out and reply to whatever notification you want. The same kind of goes for all the other functions of the watch. Basically swipe left, right, up or down depending on what you're doing with the watch. For example, if you want to check out the oxygen saturation in your blood, you can just go to that function and the watch will measure that. The same kind of goes for the blood pressure and so on. So there you have it. This is the Kospet Tank M1. I'm happy to see that Kospet moved away from those smartwatches that are running a full version of Android, and we get something like this, because with all those other watches the battery life wasn't great, but with this one that we only have to charge maybe once every 2 weeks, I am much happier with a watch like this. Not to mention the price of a watch like this is also lower than the other ones that are running a full version of Android. And this one kind of does the same thing as the other ones. Well, this is more of a fitness tracker than a smartwatch, I'm gonna say. But personally, I do prefer fitness trackers over smartwatches. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.